Hi, this is Stephen from Owner Disso. Well, welcome to my first top video series where I look at the top 3 to 5 of something related to laptops and PC gaming. Now in today's video, I look at the top 5 laptop accessories, encompassing attaching portable displays, a USB hub and a 2-factor authentication fingerprint reader, to super slime that can clean the most dirty of keyboards. But first, a quick word from our sponsor, which is AliExpress, who is having their global shopping festival, which is a big annual sale that they have. Now they sent me their QCY HT03 Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones to check out. Now these cost only $36.57, and this can be reduced by at least $5 when you use the code SALETECH. I think they're actually good value when you consider they have up to 24 hours of battery life, and with 5 minutes of charging you do get an extra 1 hour of runtime. They are splash proof and they have a 10mm driver for good bass and also 35 decibels of noise cancellation, which did work very well. And if you're driving and need to hear what's going on around you, or even perhaps chatting with friends and you still want the earphones in your ears, they have a transparent mode, and that also worked well. They use a forward and backward microphone that collects noises from both the environment and the ear canal. But one problem I did have was when I was actually talking on the phone, depending on the orientation of the earphones in my ear, the caller did report that my voice was muffled a little bit until I actually rotated them around a bit. Now in the package you get 3 pairs of ear tips. You get a small, medium and large, and a very short USB-C charging cable. You get some instructions, a charging case, and of course the earphones. I did like how simple they were to connect to your phone. You just need to open up the case and it syncs. Each earphone is clearly marked left and right, and the controls are activated by merely touching the protruding earpiece leg. Now this makes it much easier than using buttons. They have a low latency mode for gaming, and even though they are just stereo, I found them good and comfortable to use. Now one nice touch was the ability to test the battery level by merely pressing a button on the rear of the charging case. I'll leave a link in the description below for them, and also the discount code SALETECH. So welcome back. So have you ever wanted a multi-monitor setup for your laptop but don't have the desk space for another large monitor? Or perhaps you want something to take with you on the road. Perhaps something like the OFIYAA P1 Plus 13.3-inch portable monitor may interest you. Now the one I have costs $279 on Amazon, but you can also get a 12-inch dual monitor for $209, or even a triple monitor setup for $579. Now the IPS panel is 1080p 60Hz and fits a laptop from 13.3-inch to 16.5-inch. And indeed it fit my 13.4-inch Aorus X3 V7 OK, but not my huge 17-inch Sager NP9877. Now it does come in a nice black box. It's well protected, and inside you get 2 USB-C cables. If your laptop can supply power via the USB-C port, you can power the monitor using that cable. Also, if it supports DisplayPort Alt mode, you can also use it for the video signal, so you only need that one cable. Now if you're using a phone or a computer that cannot supply power via USB-C, you can use the second cable connected to a power plug. Now they also provide an HDMI cable for those laptops with no USB-C port. And finally, there was a nice velvet carrying pouch in which to store the monitor and take it on the road with you. There was a sliding mechanism that is operated by pressing a button on the top, and you then just push it closed over the back of the laptop lid. The laptop screen is then supported by foam pads that stop it slipping and helps protect it from scratches. At the rear is an extending leg that supports both your laptop screen and the second panel when in use. Now the only thing I didn't like about this leg was it was locked in place with a rotating metal screw wheel, which I constantly seemed to unscrew because I kept forgetting which way to turn it. The OSD controls are on the side and are easy to navigate. It definitely did help with multitasking, as I could work on a document whilst watching a video or using the second screen for OBS, making it useful for a live stream situation. The monitor can also be used in standalone vertical mode to give you more real estate for programming. So what is better than one extra panel? Well, 2 extra panels of course. Let's look at the FOPO 12-inch triple portable monitor. Again, these are 1080p 60Hz and can be used for a 13-inch to a 16-inch laptop, a MacBook, Nintendo Switch or phone. It is quite pricey at $460, but you can save $100 by checking the coupon option. This time you get a white box with some good instruction on the underside of the lid. They provide you with 2 screen protectors, which is nice, and you get the same 2 USB-C cables, but also 2 HDMI cables, one for each monitor, and a fairly long USB-A to USB-C cable, and a power brick for charging the monitor. Now that was strange, there was only one such cable, as it didn't appear that one adapter would charge both monitors. You also get a cleaning cloth. Now the expanding system was a bit simpler than the previous one, as there was no button to press. You just pull it apart and close it over the laptop lid. Now there are little plastic pegs that clip onto the front of your laptop screen to keep it in place. And again, there's an extending leg at the back to help support the 3 screens when you tilt it back. I much preferred the design of this leg as it was controlled with a simple button press. Now like the OFIYAA model, the OSD controls are on the side, allowing you to adjust the brightness, contrast, black level and the sharpness. My 13.4-inch OS X3 V7 had issues because the USB-C port didn't seem to provide a video signal, so I had to also use an HDMI cable via a USB-A adapter, as I only actually have one HDMI port. Now for the right panel, I used the USB-C power cable and a second HDMI cable plugged into the laptop's HDMI port. Now this wasn't the most elegant solution, and it's something you've got to bear in mind before you buy. You know, ask yourself, how many USB-C ports do you have? Do they supply power, and do they also provide a video signal? Now things were much simpler on my Legion 7, which has 3 USB-C ports, so I only had to use 2 USB-C cables. Now this makes it much more tidy and convenient when traveling. And it certainly was great having these extra 2 monitors, and I can see me using this setup to improve my workflow. Unlike the OFIYAA, there was no carrying pouch, which I thought was a big omission, to be honest, for a portable product. Now neither of these monitors have speakers, so you will have to use the ones in your laptop or use headphones. Now the third item I wanted to show you was some crazy dust cleaning slime that you press onto your keyboard or any place that is hard to get at and perhaps compressed air cannot remove. I found that it worked really well, and it only cost $6 on Amazon. Now some of the reviews did say that after a period it seemed to leave a yellow residue, so it might be worth treating it with some caution, but I thought it was a novel way of cleaning things. The fourth accessory is the Kensington FOPO U2F USB-A fingerprint reader that costs $38.96 on Amazon. Now unlike the inbuilt fingerprint readers you get on laptops, this one supports Fast Identity Online, or FOPO, which is a universal second factor authentication. Now this can verify your identity on many online services, and with me getting recently hacked on YouTube, I thought I would get it set up on all of my Google services. Now instructions for that setup was very straightforward, and I had my YouTube 2FA set to my fingerprint in just a few minutes. Naturally, you can also use it as a fingerprint login for Windows, making it ideal if you get tired of using a PIN, and that setup was also easy. Now the key can fit on your keychain if you want to use it on more than one device, or you can leave it plugged into your USB port of your laptop. Now all in all, it worked very well, and I would like to see more websites and services use your fingerprint rather than having to use passwords. So hopefully this ecosystem will develop further. Now the fifth and final item is the Ickling 9-in-1 USB-C hub that costs $38 on Amazon. Now what attracted me to this hub was that it had so many ports in a solid aluminum housing. You get an Ethernet and USB-C on one end, which has power delivery of 65 watts out and 60 watts in, and you get an SD card reader, a micro SD card reader, which saw read speeds of 97 megabytes per second, and 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports on the side, with an HDMI audio port, audio jack, and a VGA port on the other. Now note, the audio jack only works when the HDMI is actually being used. Now it is good to see a VGA port though, in case you need to connect to an old monitor or even a projector. So you have 2 video route options. The HDMI works at 4K 30Hz. Now if both are used simultaneously, the display will only duplicate and not extend, but the maximum resolution of both ports is 1080p. Well, that's it. Let me know if you know of any other laptop accessories that are useful. I am planning on doing a top 3 gaming headset video and also the same for laptop cooling pads. Thank you for watching. Bye now.